Hi and welcome back to my channel. So imagine for a minute a cheeseburger, a juicy, lovely cheeseburger wrapped in puff pastry dough. It's golden and delicious on the outside and meaty and juicy on the inside. That, my friends, is what I call a cheeseburger Wellington. But to satisfy all the food nerds out there, the traditional name of this meal is Pithivier. Pithivier. But whatever you call this meal, just say delicious. Some of the basic equipment you'll need for this recipe is a little rolling pin of some kind, just to lightly roll out the dough, a pizza cutter to cut out the round shapes, a sharp knife, very sharp knife that you're going to use to score the dough, which you'll see later, and I'm using this flower pot holder, and that's been cleaned, and that'll form the basic shapes of our puff pastry that's going to surround the dough. Also, I'm using this little copper fitting, which is about 1/4 inch wide, but if you can find something similar to that that you can use to make a venting hole in the top layer of the puff pastry, this is what you're going to need. The dough that I'm using today is this one from Alfa brand, and it's from Greece, which was a surprise for me. The only thing with this brand is a food alert that there might be milk, mustard, peanuts, tree nuts, sesame seeds, eggs, soybeans, or celery. So if you have a food allergy to any one of those items, maybe this isn't the one for you. But there are a few brands at the grocery store, so check it out next time you're shopping. So to start with, I'm going to lightly roll out the dough, although I have to say this brand is at the perfect thickness, so that's about it for that. And so luckily I have the various sizes underneath, but to just as a rough guide, so I just want to place the pot liner as close to the edge as possible. So I think we're right about here, and I'm going to use the pizza cutter just so I don't destroy my my sheet here, and just cut around the outside of this sheet, and this is going to form our bottom layer. So that's the bottom layer. Now for the top layer, you want to go a bit past that, so maybe a 1/2 inch more, and so the hamburg will be here, and we're going to drape it over with this piece. So let's cut out this piece like this. Oop. And there we go. So bottom and the top. And then for the vent hole, I'm going to just push that right into the dough, and the piece comes out. So now what you have to do is put this onto a baking sheet with some parchment paper, and we're going to pop this into the freezer just for a little bit, maybe 5-10 minutes, the amount of time it takes to prepare the burger and the bacon and this part of it. So we got quite a bit of dough left. I would recommend just fold it up neatly, and you can reuse this dough up to 1 day later if it's wrapped up tightly. And you can make puff pastries of any kind, blueberry tarts, strawberry tarts, sky's the limit. So just as a recommendation, that's what you should do with that right away, is to wrap it. So the first part of this recipe is to take 1 or 2 slices of bacon. I'm taking 2 because I know they're going to shrink. And so just keep on browning this till it's quite well done. So we're going to leave that to cook, and we got our spider screen on, and we're going to keep the stove top nice and clean. Okay, the bacon is cooked just enough, not overcooked, and then we're going to put that onto a paper towel and put that aside. Now the next step is to take this bacon fat and put it into a container and wipe down the pan. And not wash it, but just wipe down the pan. So the frying pan was wiped down, and I have a piece of nice beef here that's about a 1/2 inch thick, and it's around, so it's 5.5 ounces, and it measures around 4.5 inches across. You have to only sear the meat for 2 minutes each side. We don't want to fully cook the meat because it's going to cook further when it's wrapped inside the puff pastry. So I'm going to do that for 2 minutes on this side, 2 minutes on the other side, and then we'll be right back. Okay, 2 minutes has passed. I lightly salt and peppered one side of the hamburger, and now the other side we're going to restart the timer for 2 minutes. Give the other side a little pepper, 2 grinds of fresh sea salt, and then cover it with the spatula cream, and we wait 2 minutes. Okay, we're all done. So I was tempted to press down the burger, but I didn't. I want to just sear the outside. So we're done with that. So we're going to take that, shut that timer off, and we're going to take the burger off, put it onto a small plate, and you can see it's lightly pink part way through. That is going to cook further when it's in the puff pastry. So let's put that into the fridge for at least 10 minutes, and we'll be back after it's chilled off a bit. So I took the top layer out of the freezer, and it's quite stiff. So the next step, what you want to do is, see if I can zoom in even closer, is to score the dough. Not cut right through it, just lightly make some swirls. So let the artistic part of you come shining through and make something really fancy. And when this bakes, it is going to be absolutely stunning. So if you want, you can make a couple more. So I'm barely going through the dough surface. And you can go past the line a little bit if you want, and that's it. That's it. That's all. It's very simple. So I'm going to leave the dough out of the fridge for now. I'm just the meat is still in my fridge cooling off a bit, and then we're going to assemble this beautiful meal for you guys. Okay, everything is ready to be assembled. Place the burger in the middle of the bottom dough. Place your bacon on top of that. I prefer to use cheese slices. This is old or medium old cheddar cheese, and just lightly press that in, and then take your top layer that you just scored and put that on top. And before we do that, give it some egg wash. So that's 1 egg, any size egg, smaller the better, I think, because you don't need very much, and a teaspoon of oil, of water rather. So let's bring that around, just press it in. What I like to do is press it, and if you can, fold it over later. So let's just press it like this all the way around. So we don't want anything oozy out the side. So let's start here and maybe fold the dough over, give it a turn. So I have this sitting on parchment paper, and that just, I don't know, just helps to keep the pan somewhat clean. And That's the way I roll. So we got that done. Let's just push here a little bit more. I think we should be okay. So here's hoping anyway. So let's just brush the rest of the egg wash on top. And this is going to give us a nice golden crust. And it's going to bake in a 450 degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. At the 10-minute mark, I would recommend keeping an eye on it because you don't want it baked, to a hard finish. You want it lightly golden brown. So I think we're pretty good there, and everything is well coated. And I'm just going to pop this back in the fridge until my oven reaches 450 degrees. So we'll be back in a second. So my Cheeseburger Wellington is very well done. So it was in the oven for a total of 20 minutes, and this is what it looks like. The cheese is starting to ooze out of the little hole I made. I mean, the crust is just perfect. So let me cut it in two, and then we're going to plate this. Oh, lovely. So let me just change the camera angle here. The meat is cooked very nicely. Not really pink. It's more than medium rare. It's I like it like that. So you got the cheese, the bacon on top. So yeah, let me plate this with the other things, and we'll be right back. So, as I mentioned, it took a total of 20 minutes at 450, and because I love French fries with everything, I'm going to serve fries with this. It's sitting on a bed of mushroom gravy, and really nice, really well done, not too pink. I mean, and of course, to be a bit healthy, I'm going to have some salad too. So let me take a little piece of this, and let me just turn down the camera, and let me cut it right in two. Very nice. So I would say the meat is medium well, and let's try. Well, don't really need the gravy, but it's a nice touch. And of course with the fries and salad. So this puff pastry is so versatile. I mean, you could put in almost anything into the middle. Partially cooked chicken breast, or ground veal, or ground chicken, or ground turkey, like anything. Sky's the limit. So thanks for dropping by my channel, and give me a thumbs up, would be appreciated. And if you have any comments, please drop them down below. And till the next one, have yourself a fantastic day. Bye now. So we have some leftover puff pastry, and I'm just going to put those two aside. I'm just going to roll this out a little bit, and my pot base thingy will be very useful again. And let's take that out, and then I have this muffin pan here, and we're not going to get too fancy schmancy here. Just going to tuck this in. I'm going to go get some blueberries and start filling these up after I roll out the next one here. So let's do one more and see what happens. There. You know what? I'm gonna just eyeball this one. Good enough. In. I'm gonna put that one far away from the others, and yeah, let me go get the blueberries, and we'll be right back. Okay, got some fresh blueberries. I just start filling in all the pastry dough with the blueberries I have. That should be enough. And I'm going to bake it at 425 instead of 450. And so what I'm going to do, I've never done this kind of thing before, but just kind of like tuck it all together and see what happens. Kind of like a big dumpling. So this should be very interesting. That's enough. So just waiting for the oven to warm up, and we'll pop that in the oven for about 15-20 minutes, and we'll see what we have. And here's the result of using the leftover dough packed into a muffin pan with fresh blueberries. I mean, does that look delicious or what? Really nice. I can't wait to get into that.